What's up, people? It's Retro J, aka Jsoteric, aka Just Jacob. I keep saying many more names to come, but they ain't come yet. But when spirit calls for it, I will do so. So this video is addressing this new moon in Virgo we'll be experiencing tomorrow. I don't know the specific times, although this is a good time for specifics because there's Virgo energy. Shit. But yeah, this is about the full moon in Virgo. I took down some notes and I'm gonna go through them. You know, let me know if it resonates or if I'm just projecting my own life. But this is aimed for the collective that are tuned into the physical changes that we're all currently experiencing, and the spell and the manifestations physically that are happening based on what we've written, what's been written for us, what's been written out this lifetime for us as well. Because a lot of us here were written into this game, or written into this reality that we're experiencing right now. Like people prayed for us to be here. Some of us were prayed for without even unconsciously. Like some of your parents might have prayed for you to come here, or they manifested you. They called you out. They called to your spirit to enter a body, to be here to serve the advancement of society, or play a role here in the world. So that's another thing for this new moon that I just downloaded too. Like people really coming into new terms with what was written for them, to play out. Yeah, like in the Bible, it was like it's time to write out your section of the Bible. Or if you haven't already been tuned into that, you will have a newfound connection, a profound connection to that, even in your physiology, because you'll see how your behavior and your lifestyle, how it and the spells that the magic that you embody and that you execute in your day-to-day life aligns with a biblical story or your own unique story, regardless. But yeah, anyway, this new moon in Virgo is at 14 degrees, which is a double Taurus degree. Again, shout out to the GOAT, the late GOAT of degree theory, Mr. Nicholas Stojanovic, RIP to him. But this theory is genius, and it just makes it easier for me to break down the transits. 14 degrees being a double Taurus degree. My first point, or the thing that came to my head when I was thinking about what this transit might bring, was more money, more problems, more value, more responsibilities as well. We always have to have something to worry about at the end of the day. As long as we're in a physical body, we're always going to be looking for the next thing to put in order, to organize, to cleanse, to purify, to cut out, and to cut in as well, and to strategize too. We all got a plan. We all have to plan at some point. You can't just flow all the time. Especially right now, that you'd be mad anxious. Especially if you got, it might be harder for you if you got Gemini energy, Sagittarius energy, and Pisces energy in your big three to get with this, I guess, program right now. But so long as there's some kind of plan going, even if it's a divine plan, so long as there's something that you've written out that you're following step by step, you're good. You're in tune with the energies. Even if it's more of a learning process for those signs I just mentioned, and more of a balancing process when it comes to Pisces, because Pisces understands divine day-to-day responsibilities, where Virgo is like, or the routine of the spirit, I guess. That's what Pisces naturally is attuned to, or the divine, and what needs to be put in place for the spirit to be at its most optimal. And so does Virgo, but Virgo does it through the physical, more so through physical aspects. Pisces is more so like through dreams, or through withdrawal, through music, things that allow you to flow and to flush out, even like soaking in a bath and stuff like that. But anyway, now this new moon in Virgo is trine to Uranus and Taurus retrograde, which I've already mentioned. Retrograde energy represents the supernatural. It's a period of time that's slowed. It's slow. Everything that happens in nature, we've slowed down enough to really digest what's going on and what these occurrences are tied to when things are retrograde. It's not necessarily that they're going backwards. It's just slow. It's a process. So yeah, Uranus and Taurus retrograde opposite. It's trining Uranus and Taurus retrograde, opposing Neptune and Pisces retrograde, in conjunct / quincunx Saturn and Aquarius retrograde. If you don't know about the quincunx, that is a aspect of adjustment and realignment. There's a Virgo energy to that aspect. Yeah, it's about adjustment and also misunderstandings also. But ooh, butterfly, fucking with the energies. That means I'm a sauce, or I'm saucy. Or I'm going through transformations as well, but that's what that means to me. Also with the in conjunction energy being Virgo energy and us being in a new moon in Virgo cycle, which will play out for the next 6 months. So the full moon in Pisces, the full moon in Virgo during Pisces season. Yes, that will be when you should see the full accumulation of what was written now in this present moment during this transit. So that I'll get to the Saturn and Aquarius in conjunction, but just think about Saturn being reality, Aquarius being our own headspace, our own mindset, our own bubbles that we all exist in, our own universes, our own solar systems that we exist in, whilst gravitating around, whilst being amongst each other. But everyone still has their own headspace, you know, their own mentality, where they go by their own rules, regardless of what the government says or what a parent says or elder, an authority of any kind outside of you says. We still have to govern ourselves. We still have to be to ourselves. We still have to be in our own minds. And what happens in our own minds now, we're more attuned to that, to how that even comes together in the first place right now, with Saturn being retrograde in Aquarius. And yes, not only is it that, because Saturn rules reality, structure as well, how we get from point A to point B in terms of paying our bills, taking care of what's necessary, of what's a necessity pretty much. Right now with Saturn and Aquarius, we have to be associated, we have to be a part of things, we have to work with groups, you know, be a part of a community to get things done, to get our necessities met pretty much. Even smaller businesses or entrepreneurship as well, just separate worlds that operate by their own rules. So with that in conjunction energy, it's asking us to align our, well, Virgo does rule mastery. When you work on something, on a craft, and you hone it, and you start to embody that in your lifestyle, in your day-to-day living, we're having to adjust how we do that, how we implement our mastery, our craftsmanship, our craft, our spells into these group dynamics that we're a serious member of, or that we have to take responsibility, we have to play our role in, a serious role in. But yeah, I'll get to the trine in Uranus and Taurus opposite, and the opposition to Neptune and Pisces. So I'm just going to go down it now. So first, we're having to practically, this new moon will bring an energy for the next 6 months of having to, especially right now, of having to practically and efficiently adjust your mastery and techniques in different associations, communities and bubbles. You gain structure and stability within these unprecedented and unpredictable times. The more you work, the more value you build, and likely the more newfound responsibilities you'll have to tend to coming into this 6-month cycle. There could be different issues we'd like to address. Oh, fuck, holding this. There could be different issues we'd like to address. We like to address in order to shift our realities arising for us to solve with this cycle, but the problem can largely be when to utilize what we've independently accumulated, this being Taurus, Uranus and Taurus, where we create our own values, pretty much. We determine what's valuable and what isn't valuable right now. Or at least that's their energy collectively, even on a supernatural level. What you choose to quantify and what you choose not to quantify is up to you, and that's what creates realities, you know. From that's what takes things from the imagination, from Pisces, into this world, so it can become of substance, of value, you know. So you can take it somewhere and do something with it or trade it. Yeah, so it could be different issues we'd like to address in order to shift our realities arising for us to solve this cycle, but the problem can largely be when to utilize what we've independently accumulated to solve the different issues in our day-to-day lives and living spaces. Yes. So your unique assets, how can you make what you find to be a blessing for you work for the masses, or work when you're amongst the masses of people who might have a totally different world, come from a totally different world to you, and value completely different things for you. These are things that we're coming to a mastery of over these next 6 months. And we're embodying it. Earth sign don't deal with just figment of the imagination or just potentiality or just talking. You have to be about that action. You have to do it. You have to embody it. You don't have to talk as much, but let your body speak for you, you know. Also, this new moon is also disposited by Mercury, because Mercury was Virgo, disposited by Mercury in Libra. Mercury in Libra, Libra being the sign of balance, suggests a need to truly thoughtfully integrate balance in how we tend to our own and others' real issues and everyday problems, and on a one-on-one basis as well. There might be a strong emphasis on how we can juggle 2 different responsibilities that are coming up for us, or 2 different jobs that might be a gem, or 2 different... Why am I saying 2? Because Libra rules relationships, and also dealing with the 14-degree energy being that Taurus energy, 2 as well, 2 gems. Taurus is valuable objects as well. Yeah, Mercury. So taking things one step at a time with well laid out plans helps to smoothen over tendencies to be anxious because we feel pulled in 2 different directions, perhaps job and service wise. What's required now, or what we might be coming into, is a precise, needing to organize, like, and compartmentalize precise ways to juggle. Yeah, precise ways to juggle. And this is the aim of the game. Precise juggling is the real aim of the game when it comes to handling the shifts of our changing and perhaps uncertain realities, Saturn in Aquarius, and also the Virgo energy, being afraid of kind of what's coming next. So let's manage what we can, let's control what we can, which is ourselves. But Virgo energy can get out of whack when it tries to control other people too much. Do what you can, and then leave the rest to space. You know, detach from outcomes. Once you put in your work, put in your shift, let the universe do the rest. That's how we co-create. That's easier said than done, obviously. Especially if you have Virgo energy. I got Virgo energy. I can't lie. It's easier said than done, but it's necessary. Just so you're not stressing about shit that ain't got nothing to do with you at the end of the day, you know? Yeah. Yeah, perhaps uncertain. Precise juggling is the real aim of the game when it comes to handling the shifts of our changing and perhaps uncertain realities and upcoming examinations. Virgo, people might be coming to new examinations right now, new tests, trying to get new certificates, new qualifications right now to certify, to stamp your mastery over something essential to your day-to-day life that you can implement into your relationship dynamics as well. You know, it gives a whole new dimension to these things, or a whole new, I guess, impetus, if that's the right word, to our relationships over these next 6 months. Yeah. Also, there could be a theme of new accounts and savings for steady changes in physical or monetary assets. So a new way to maybe stock up what we're accumulating from our new mastery, our new crafts, pretty much. New valuable and essential to life certifications that aid with digesting the ins and outs of the justice system, as well as how to maintain a balance on, or how to balance out core muscles, because Libra rules the kidneys, the endocrine system, the lumbar region. But I basically said, the middle of the systems we live in societally as governmental bodies and within our personal bodies. So Libra rules like the middle of the system, pretty much. I'm going to stop this here.